When did you want to have your book out? Are you trying to get this book done at the end of these 2 weeks?
My goal is to actually have big copies and everything by July.
Can we talk through that a little bit? Sierra, I need you to find out where are book festivals and book fairs in Columbus for 2025 and 2026. I put a call out to poets to try to create some sort of poetry offer with them.
In only 2 weeks.
Not all the conversations are here, but I tried to pick out some salient moments for you. So in case you're trying to create your own poetry offer, these are the sorts of things that you want to be thinking about. Let's take a look.
Selling at least like 20 copies, I think.
We want to sell 20 copies. Okay. All right.
Yeah, to get it into a decent amount of people's hands.
Anything else you want?
The only other thing that I have, although it's not necessarily like a success thing, it's like prior to it being published, like posting on social media about it at least like 2 to 3 times a week is what I.
Okay. Post on social media about it. When you say social media, do you have a preferred platform?
Um, so Facebook and Instagram are what I used most often.
Okay. So you want to post on Facebook or Instagram? You said, what were those frequencies that you mentioned?
I said like 2 to 3 times a week, and that's not knowing exactly how I would go
Okay.
about it.
Fine. 2 to 3 times a week for how many weeks?
Maybe like 4 weeks, like a month.
4 weeks. Okay. Cool. When did you want to have your book out? Are you trying to get this book done at the end of these 2 weeks?
No.
I mean, if you want to, we can, but if you don't, that's fine too.
I wasn't even thinking it would be possible to do that, just with how many of my poems just need editing and all the things.
Okay, so you still want to pair. Okay, that's. I mean, in terms of quantity, you're there. I mean,
Yeah, like I got it down to 30.
Yeah, it's like right now, it's just a question of finding the poems that you really want. So like length's not the issue. We already have pretty much all the material we need. We need to format it and stuff like that and edit the poems. But depending on how much you go at it, in the theory, if you wanted to have things relatively ready to be published, you could at the end of the 2 weeks. But if you feel like, I need more time to edit, then that's obviously the thing.
Yeah, it usually takes me, like, I'm a deep thinker, not a quick, witty.
Mhm.
So
Understood.
So, my goal is to actually have like copies and everything by July because I have an artist residency. And I wanted to present at least 5 books. And then I was thinking about pricing since it's like my first chapbook.
So hang on. So you want to have copies of your book by July. When is the date in July?
July 1st.
July 1st, 1st of July. Okay. You said 5. 5 different books?
No, 5 copies of my chapbook. To like set on because it's at a park. So
Okay. So you want to have 5. I mean, the copies. If you're self-published, you can have as many copies as you want.
yeah,
If
maybe
you
I
want,
think it can. I didn't want to go too big, but yeah.
so it's so like when you if we use KDP for instance, you'll be able to print off copies of your book for about $3.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then you charge what you want. So if you charge like $5, $10, then you make whatever the difference. So okay, but basically you want to be able to get copies of your book by July 1st. I mean, like I mentioned to Noah, we could, if we wanted to have it done, if you wanted to have a physical product in your hands at the end of the 2 weeks or slightly after it, then that would also be possible too, if you're comfortable with the poems you got. So the only goals we got are pretty much I want to sell or have 20 copies or 5 copies, and then I want to make social media posts 2 or 3 times a week for like 4 weeks. That's it. We good? That's all we're using for 6. If we do those 2 things, we'll be happy. That's a success.
I mean, obviously, I know there's more that I want that to consider a success. I just don't know how to articulate it yet.
Can we
I
try
don't know
to?
what those exact things.
Is it? Can we kind of talk through that a little bit? Because you may have a sense, but I have no idea. There could be a million different things. Is it event related?
That definitely, yeah, would be a part of it.
Do you want an event or no?
Do you mean like being at events where I have it, or like
Well, you tell me. This is yours. This is not my success. This is your success. What would make it successful for you? If you want an event, we can make an event happen. But you gotta let me know if that's the thing.
honestly, that would be really cool. Like,
You want an event, okay? Like a book launch?
yeah,
Well, if having a book launch or reading is your thing, it's something we could certainly organize as well. I literally have a poetry space. So if you want to do an event in Columbus around your book, then let's talk about doing an event in Columbus around your book. Yeah?
yeah.
All right. See, no, you just gotta tell me. That's all you got. Just tell me what you want, and then let's talk about how we make it happen. But I can't read minds, man.
No, it's just like I'm like, wait, what? That for me, I don't know. It just still seems like this, this dream, this nice little thing, but I don't know.
But it's not a dream, because if it's a dream, it's gonna stay a dream. Like this is we can make things happen, but we gotta bring them into. Because this is why you gotta have the goal first, because then you can reverse engineer it. Like I want this, so how do I make that happen? One of my favorite quotes is the idea that like the biggest battleship in the world, someone woke up this morning with the keys to it. You know, like the key that takes astronauts like to International Space Station. Like someone woke up this morning that has the keys to that. It's just a person. Someone has the key to it. You can get the key, right? It's just a person. But we gotta be able to know what we want. So what else aren't you telling me? See, here, this goes for you too, by the way. So it's not just Noah. What do you want?
Like I'd like to be able to market my book in sort of like those like farmers markets or like smaller like book fairs.
Okay, so potentially find that book fair. Now, my only problem with book fairs and things like that is, you know who goes to book fairs? You know who markets at book fairs and farmers markets? You know who does that? People that don't know how to market.
No,
Like-
no, I wanted to be for the
Attacking it. I am not attacking it. But let's also be honest. Why are they there?
like
'Cause they
for
don't.
competition too.
Yeah. Why would I go to a thing that like it's a bunch of other people with the same thing as like, you know? That's why they're there. It's not a bad thing. I'm not attacking them. It can be. I think it's a great. It can be used as a tool to your advantage. But don't. I wouldn't make the whole thing about book fairs. What if Noah? What if you started your own book fair? You got a friend that has a book coming out. You're working here with Sierra, who's got a chapbook coming. Like, what if you just like made your own? I'm not saying do that, but I am saying like this is kind of like we can make our own table. We don't gotta sit with them.
Yeah, Jeff.
Like, right? Because the problem is when you sit with them, they tell you where to sit. But okay, book fairs. So if that's the thing, then we can find ways to make that happen. Okay. Now we need to find the dates and stuff. What else aren't you telling me? This is for anyone. What else do we want that you're not telling me you want? Can we get like one or two more things?
I guess like for success wise, if someone like quotes one of my pieces,
Someone quotes, where did I quote it?
mm, either in the reviews or I would say social media, like if we're being big on social media and advertising our stuff, someone will tag us like, "Hey, your book is dope." I guess that kind of ties into social media.
So you want to get tagged. Okay.
Yeah, hashtag, like hashtag the blooming South or,
Mm,
something.
cool. When's the last time that you did that for someone? Oh, oh, oh.
Good question.
So we want people to do this thing that we don't do for others, huh?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
This is why this is why it's really hard, right?
Yeah.
We want these things. What's up, hand? We want these. We want these things to happen for us that we don't do.
Yeah.
Getting someone to tag is so hard. It's real hard. Getting people to do. We can't. This is why I'm not a big fan of metrics I have no control over. I have no control over if someone does it or not. I can tell them, I can ask them, I can beg them. Honestly, the easiest way I can pay them. Although that makes a lot of people feel pretty icky. But I could. This could be a real easy thing to get if you want. If you're like, hey, I'll pay you $100 just to tag me in a post. Some people do that.
Or like I've thought about emailing authors, like just saying how helpful their book was, especially like personal development books.
You thought about how many emails you send?
0. That's why I was like, I don't even know if I want to make that metric because I haven't done that yet. But yeah.
You could make that new metric, like email an author once a week. I mean, that certainly could be a campaign. So like you create an email. Like you create a poet writer email. Like, so don't just be like I love cats 223 at gmail.com. Like now we're gonna have like a real poet email. And as part of our signature, we mentioned that we have a new book coming out or something like that. And then we make our own kind of personal email campaign where we just email poets or authors who had influence on us. And just say, hey, I just wanted to say thank you for your book. This is something I learned from it, or something like that. With the I just wrote a little essay talking about gifts. With the expectation of nothing. The expectation is nothing. If they don't respond, that's cool. If they respond, that's cool. If they mention they see that we have a book coming out, even better, you know. But whatever outcome, the outcome has no agenda, right? Like the only thing is just sending the email to let people know that, hey, we appreciate their work. I think that's a really big thing because I think a lot of times as artists, we don't want to be transactional. You know, we're looking for like a genuine relationship, genuine telling people, like, hey, you help me.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest fear of like not getting a response. And it's like, yeah, right. Yeah.
It's not about it, but it's not. Again, I don't like a metric that I don't control. I don't control if they respond or not, but I do control that I send the email. Right. So that would be the thing I track, not how many people responded, but how many emails I send. Does that make sense? I think that's a good. I would encourage everyone to do that. I've done that actually a couple times, just like emailed poets whose poems I like to say, hey, read your poem in this journal, really liked it. You know how often people get those sorts of emails? Like it just doesn't happen. So when, especially for like your low tier, mid tier poets, like no one's telling them about their work. So getting those emails is huge. I think that could be a really powerful tool. All right, I want to kind of hash this out because once we have a plan, once we have an idea what we're going for, we can start planning. I'm going to share my screen. I know you guys are in the doc, but I'm hopeful to see it. All right. I'm just going to kind of go through these and I want you to tell me if you want to do them or not. Okay. Sell 20 copies. Noah, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Yes. Sierra, do you want to do that?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, cool.
Big.
Great. So we'll do that for both. All right. Post on social media, Facebook, Instagram, 2 to 3 times a week for 4 weeks. Do you want to do that? No. Do you want to do that? Is that a yes?
Right.
You know what? We'll do. Yeah.
We can change. We can adjust it, but the idea of posting, you want to
Yeah.
do something cool. Sierra, do you want to do that?
Maybe not as frequently like that, but
Something similar though. Okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah, 2 or 3 times a week is like what exactly would I do each time to make it different?
yeah.
Frequency or how? We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay. Okay. Book launch, reading event. Noah, did you want a book launch or reading event?
Yeah.
Yes. Sierra, did you want that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Book fairs. No, did you want to go to a book fair or something like that? Farmers market, get a table.
Um.
Bird yellow. Tiger.
This is so much.
Yes
Right.
and no.
Their brain.
Don't feel like we're doing this all at once necessarily, but I'm going to show you how to do each of these.
Okay.
Okay. And then you can decide when you're ready if you want to do it or not. Okay.
Put me down.
Okay. Sierra, yeah, nay?
No.
No? Okay. That's fine.
I'll be a little timid. I'm like, it's so many feet up.
Oh, that's the reason you don't want to do it?
Yeah.
Sierra, are you
WP.
Sierra, are you being timid because you're timid, or are you being timid because you tell yourself you're timid?
I guess because I tell myself. It's funny because when you mention, let them tell you no before, when you were sounding to Noah, I was saying we're rejecting our own blessing. Like that quote came to my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't say no to yourself first. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this again. Sierra, are you saying no to book fairs?
No, I don't do it.
You don't have to do it. If it's not your success, then let's not go for it.
I actually like that Ohio Anna.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I really
We
enjoy
may-
that.
Obviously, we can't do it for this year, but we can look into how to get involved potentially next year. So because a lot of this is shared, let's divvy up some things. So, Sierra, I need you to find out where are book festivals and book fairs in Columbus for 2025 and 2026, okay? Noah, I'd like you to get in touch with the libraries, Columbus Metropolitan or Findlay, wherever the library branch is. Shoot them an email, call them, or something like that. Find out how does an author get their book into the library. All right. Lots of good stuff. Does anyone have any questions for me about anything we talked about?
No, I'm actually excited. This is exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah. It's like, oh wow, there's actually
Right. Jeff's holding us accountable.
accountability.
Let's do it. Yeah, I know you guys are super busy and stuff like that. I know this isn't easy. I'm only adding to what you guys are already doing. But just bear with me for 2 weeks. I think you'll like the result, but just bear with me for 2 weeks, okay?